Good afternoon, sisters, brothers, and various others. This is John Cribati, and today's RWBYCap is brought to you from my bed because I need back support and I get to show off how educated I am. Anyway, we're going to start with RWBY Volume 3, Episode 1. I did the live blog already. I mean, I did it a while ago. I just put it on queue, you know. Though, yeah, I'm using my phone as notes for the live blog. It happens. Anyway, I did the live blog already. If you want to catch up with that, the link is down in the description. Also, my glasses, they didn't run away. They're right over there. The computer screen, until I get like an actual camera, I have to use my laptop screen and the brightness and the reflection. And see what I'm talking about? We can't do that. RWBY Volume 3, Chapter 1, Round 1. So we start off with RWBY at Summer Rose's grave, much like in the Red trailer. It's autumn now, I think. It's probably autumn. The leaves are yellow and stuff. She's doing that talking to a grave as though the person's still alive thing. You know, it's kind of sad. It's also kind of hopeful because like, you understand that they've been through the stages of grief and they're moving on, you know? It's a moment like that. She starts talking about Ozpin specifically, as if, one, Summer Rose knew Ozpin. And there's also seems to be a connection between Ozpin and Crow. She mentioned that as well. According to the exposition we got, Crow was on a team with RWBY's father, RWBY's mother, and Yang's mother. But when you think about it, since we have Ozpin as the Wizard of Oz, Glinda Goodwitch as Glinda Goodwitch, and Ironwood as the Tin Man, Crow as the Scarecrow would fit the theme of that team as well. So I always saw the connection there. I actually forgot a little bit that they said Crow was on RWBY's parents' team because his name fit in the theme with Ozpin's group. So either there's some kind of cowardly lion that's maybe a faunus that was on his team, or Crow got some team switch or something. It's very interesting. But she notes that Ozpin, what's the exact quote? That Ozpin sounds more and more like Uncle Crow, right? RWBY's father is at the grave as well, but he's standing off like 10-20 feet back, and we get a little glimpse of him. He kind of looks like a Pokemon trainer, actually, like a grown-up youngster. Anyway, we skip to the Vital Festival tournament, which is held inside a Beyblade. The idea is that it floats around because the tournament is held in sort of rotating between the countries. So the arena just comes with them. That's pretty cool. And Port and Oobleck are the commentators, and it's lovely. Port purposely calls Oobleck Professor to bug him. You cannot tell me otherwise. They're boyfriends. The first round is 4-on-4. The winning team gets cut in half for the second round, and then those doubles, if the winners get cut in half again. So eventually there's one representative for each team, and then they go at it for the final round in normal bracket. In round 1, Team RWBY fights, I believe it's Team Amber? I want to say it's Amber. Yeah, I'm going to say Amber. Team RWBY fights Team Amber. So there is a girl on a skateboard that has blades, and it separates into blaster guns, and she is my favorite one-off character. I love that design. Grunge girl in a hoodie on a hoverboard with blades. This show knows me. That was really cool. And she mostly fights Blake. Blake is using her shadow clones more effectively or more often. She tricks her and rings her out, basically. She leaves a clone as a decoy, then goes around and kicks her out of the ring, and so she gets knocked out. But before that, there's a darker skinned girl who's more like a martial artist. She's mostly against Yang. I didn't see much of her weapon, but I think it's a yo-yo or else something with a string, because she kind of wrapped Yang up and then threw her off to the side. There's a guy with a gun. He's dark skinned and pink hair. He's really cute in literal cute sense. He got frozen and he was and it was the cutest darn thing I've ever seen. And then there's a guy with a staff, and eventually how it works out is Team RWBY works out a combination to get them in a line, and then Blake tosses Yang at them and she gives like one giant punch and knocks them all out of the ring at once. Or maybe she just knocks them all out because they have the aura meters like off in the side, so if once their aura drops down to a certain level, they're like, okay, you're eliminated. Or if they get rung out, if they get outed, ranged out, if they get ranged out. That's what I'm going with. After round 1, Emerald shows up. She's scouting them out to see who they're going to pick, but she has a conversation before that. And basically, Team RWBY picked Yang and Weiss to go up to round 2. I personally wouldn't have picked Weiss because even though she has a lot of support options, she's also probably the frailest one of the bunch. So unless Yang's going to babysit her, basically, she's not none of them are a bad option, but I feel like Weiss is the least good, if that makes any sense. Especially with Yang, if it was someone like Blake and Weiss would probably work better because Blake has more of a watchfulness to her, but Yang is probably going to jump in there. If Weiss can lose to a random dude with a chainsaw, really? At least Yang lost to someone with a name. Then after that, they try to get lunch. I should have mentioned before, when they first showed up, when they first went to the food court, I guess, I forgot what it was officially called, but Weiss's father tried to call her and she declined the call. So then, when they tried to buy lunch, Weiss dropped her credit card and it got declined, so there's something going on there, right? So, but luckily, Team Juniper arrive and Pyrrha can pay for all the food. And then Team Juniper is actually really nervous about their fight. Well, it's mostly Jean. Nora actually got a little nervous about the fight as well. And then she let it slip that she and Ren are orphans. I will need to know the backstory about that pronto, please. The episode ends with Team Juniper going up against, I believe it was Team Bronze? I don't even know. So how the field works is it does a roulette and the element of the field splits up. So like in Team RWBY's first fight, it was a fire field on one side and ice on the other side. In Team Juniper's fight, it's going to be a forest and a mountain. And there may or may not be dust crystals about that they can use as well. Is that about it? Yeah, that's about it. So recap. Team RWBY beat people up. Weiss and Yang are going to be beating people up. Next episode, Juniper's going to be beating people up. And then Weiss and Yang, and then probably Pyrrha and Nora. Or maybe Pyrrha and John. If Pyrrha... Wait, I see it. If Team Juniper wins, it's probably going to be Pyrrha and John. Or Nora and Ren. They're not going to split those up, I don't think. I mean, logically, it would be Pyrrha and Nora, because those two would probably demolish everyone. I'm pretty sure, I doubt that Pyrrha and Nora combined can lose to anyone, any two people on Team RWBY, honestly. Pyrrha and Nora are at least even with any two people on Team RWBY. That's what I'd think. But that's how I see it coming. We need to know about how Crow is connected to Ozpin, and we kind of need to know how Ozpin is connected to Summer Rose. We need that Renora backstory now, please. I really want that. You better not disappoint me, Rooster Teeth. Well, that's it for the RWBYCap. You can have a wonderful day.